Our keynote speaker is Dr. Nguyen Thuy Hong, the founder of V-Educon and INTESOL Vietnam, the master franchise of INTESOL worldwide in Vietnam.
In order to start, I have a story. On the screen, you can see that there are two students, Minh and Lan. Minh is an excellent student. And you see, he works hard. He remembers grammar rules. He knows the difference between past simples and present perfect tense, right? And he got 9 out of 10. Outstanding score, right? And here, on the right, is Lan. Lan works hard also with solid foundation, but she has lower scores. Now, the situation is both of them are now at the airport, changing from Singapore to Vietnam, right, after the summer camp. But then the flight canceled. All right, both go to the service, all right, center desk and ask the staff. The staff then answer, there is a connecting flight leaving in 40 minutes. There are only 2 seats available, but they are in different booking classes. Your checked baggage may not arrive at the same destination at the same time. Would you like me to explain your options? Then, my question is, who do you think, between Minh and Lan, who do you think will action better? Do you have any choice? Minh, can you raise your hand if you agree, you think that Minh is better in this situation? Minh? No one. How about Lan? Oh, some. So you think that lower scores make better in the situation? Why do you think so?
If she has a solid foundation.
Oh, if you...
She's practically minded.
Oh, I see. All right. Maybe right, maybe not correct. Who knows? You don't know about that, right? So in this situation, both of them, I think that because they have solid foundation, so they can communicate. But the point is that how they can solve this problem using English in this one. So at this stage, all the lessons, English lessons disappear. You see, stop. Now language becomes a communication tool for them to communicate, to identify whether their options, they can get that seat and the luggage, their luggage can come to the same destination. All right? Okay. And in this, one more question. In this case, which skills do you think will be tested? Communication? Problem solving? Mediation. Mediation. Anything else? Negotiation. All right. Okay. Do you think the skills like reading comprehension skills, grammar, vocabulary, listening skills will be tested here? All right. Okay. So what are the responses? I give you only one option. Actually, there are many options for this story, right? I give this option. Minh, he understands some of it, but he's not sure how to say, right? He doesn't know what to ask. While Lan, she uses English. She uses English. She doesn't learn English. She uses English to get information, ask questions, and makes informed decisions, all right? So at this moment, English stopped being a school subject. It became a tool, a communication tool. Think of these subjects. Students go to school to study math because they want to understand how number works, how to solve problems. Students study history because they want to understand the past. Studying chemistry because they want to explain the world. How about English? What's the main purpose of studying English? Do you think that the end of studying English journey is to understand English? Do you think so? So actually, English is an unusual subject that in my position as an educator and as an English teacher, I really want English as a subject will disappear at school. Instead, the student come to the school, to the class, to use English as a tool to study other things. That's the main point. All right? So as a tool here, when English begins to function as a language for learning, students stop paying attention to the language itself, and instead they begin to pay attention to the ideas and using English naturally. All right? And in this case, you see, students use English to understand, question, solve problems, exchange ideas, create new knowledge, participate in the world, similar to Ming and Lan at the airport. They use English to participate in the world. So what pedagogical approach do you think in your mind now? What pedagogy that we can teach students using English as a tool to study other things? Okay, so you see, there's a shift, okay, from learning English as a foreign language to using English as a language for learning, thinking, and participation. If you want your students to use English as a second language, don't think that English is a subject. Is that right? Okay, and this is a long journey for us. But the most important here is that students use English. It's no longer a subject. Students use English to solve problems, to make a decision, and to participate in the real world. What should you do with this? The question is that everybody knows, right? But what should you do with this one? Do you think that we should add more English periods in the timetables? More teaching hours? Or do you think that we should recruit more foreign teachers? What else do you think we should do? Teaching more English, and upgrading facilities so that our school looks like a real international school. Students come with a lot of good facilities, modern facilities, and you think that it can upgrade your students' English? So all of this here, we are teaching students to find correct answer. Is that correct? If English is a subject. If English is a subject, we teach students how to find correct answers, how to find correct answers. But today I proposed another way, is to change what English is for. All right, here, to explain an idea, question a claim, responding to another person, evaluating evidence, reconsidering their own thinking. All of this is to think in real time. Okay? So I have a question. What classroom approach can make students use English not only to produce correct language, but also to reason, interact, and participate? All right? And here, many people, a lot of scholars will suggest this, CLIL and EMI. Is that right? So CLIL and EMI, I heard that people have been talking about this solution for a long time. It's a way for us to make English become a second language in Vietnam. CLIL and EMI are valuable models because they move English beyond being a school subject and into a medium of learning to study science, math, and other subjects, right? But the question is, can every Vietnamese classroom implement CLIL and EMI tomorrow? Yes or no? Can your students, can teachers apply CLIL and EMI tomorrow? No, right? Oh, sorry, yeah. So, it needs a bridge, a transition before applying CLIL and EMI in your class, okay? Now, I come to this one, okay? Do you agree? Can you use your phone, scan the QR code, and answer the questions here? No, actually, it's not a question, it's a motion. The motion is Vietnam should prioritize teaching other subjects in English over improving English language teaching itself. Do you agree or disagree or not sure? Okay, can you choose? That's good, that's good. Continue voting. Okay, yes, no, or not sure. Agree, disagree, or not sure. It seems like the percentage of audience participants here who agree that we should prioritize teaching, applying CLIL and EMI to teach English, or to teach other subjects, using English to teach other subjects. All right, much more than this one. Okay, it means that, are you English teachers? Excuse me, are you English teachers? You are English teachers, most of you here are English teachers. And you agree that you let the other subject teachers to teach, to replace, right? To do your task of changing English, to move English to become the second language. Do you? Oh, okay, good. Now, I move to the next stage. Can you go back to this? And now, can you turn to the person next to you? Right? Pair here. Miss Dr. Vu, can you turn back to discuss with her, all right? I want you to discuss this one, but you have already chosen, selected your answer, right? I want you to start with this one. I agree or disagree because, okay, give a reason. And then the other person will respond, I understand your point, but, okay, to show. In case that both of you have the same, you vote the same response, right? So one should like change, right, in order to show your opinions. Listen, your goal is not simply to defend your first answer, but to give your partner one reason to reconsider the selection. All right? 45 seconds starts now. Okay? 45 seconds, right? 45 seconds. Can you discuss? Okay? Do you agree or disagree? All right? 3, 2, 1. Thank you. All right. Now, okay, 45 seconds. Before you select again, because I want you to reconsider your choice, your response, to select again, can you scan the QR code? All right. After discussing. So I remember the number previously is 24, 9. 24 agree and 9 disagree. Now, can you scan the QR code? And please show, all right, the graph. Oh, now it changed. 17, 17, you see, something has been changed. You see, something has been changed. Previously, this one was high, much higher than this. But now you see, some people change the idea after discussing. After discussing, they change. You see, thank you very much, all right? Can you turn back to the slide? Now I have a question for you. Only 45 seconds. During 45 seconds, you see that some of you have managed to make other people to reconsider their decision. All right? So you can actually, you could manage to persuade the others. Now, did you use English to remember a rule? Did you notice that your partners, the one sitting next to you, they use incorrect grammar tense? They use incorrect words? Did you notice that? No. At that time, in 45 minutes, you only pay attention to what? Ideas, right, the ideas, very good. And here there are 3 outcomes after the experiment. Number 1, changing your mind can demonstrate learning, and becoming less certain can demonstrate deeper thinking, and strengthening your position after listening to another view can demonstrate better reasoning. Okay, so the answer here is, for this circle, you see, this circle here is debate, okay? And here, instead of applying CLIL and EMI immediately, our suggestion is that we apply debate as a transition, as a bridge for you to prepare before entering the new world of EMI and CLIL. Oh, still cannot press this one. So we pass this one because time's up. Now, I come to our study with 159 students, 53 teachers, and students interviewed and taking part in our research, including the class observation survey. With they are aged from 8 to 11 and aged from 12 to 15. And the teachers, they come from school, university, and centers. Okay? Here's the finding. Finding 1. Debate transforms opinion into reasoning. And here's the number. This number comes from the observation and also the survey for students aged 8 to 11, and we call them the Skittle group. Skittle group is the primary students, all right? And 90%, back, okay. 90% try to explain the reason in English after applying debate for some time. 82.5% use examples to clarify ideas. 57% thought about ideas and why they were important. 63% thought about both sides before choosing answers. This is important because normally when we ask students can vote yes or no. But normally for our students, when they study debate, after studying debate for some time, they do not decide immediately after receiving the question. They think carefully and also consider both sides, advantages, disadvantages, strengths and weaknesses before deciding. All right? And 67% listened carefully and explained politely why I thought differently. So after studying debate, they listen carefully. They do not immediately answer, but they listen carefully. That's why during the discussion you did, all right, similar to what you did. You listen carefully in order to get the idea, the reasons why, to see whether they are persuasive or not, right? And you see all of these are related to a question word is why. Before students doing and decide to do anything, they will try to answer why first. And next, Reina, this one doesn't work. Okay. And here, for example, these are the two biggest, all right? The highest, the strongest results here. For example, when a student is asked, when I gave an idea, I try to explain my reason in English. And 90% of the students aged from 8 to 11, the primary students, they choose to explain the reason before just answering yes. All right? They give the reasons. And then here, 82.5% of students try to give an example to make their idea clearer. Right? Instead of just saying that, oh, I like music. They say, I like music, especially pop music, because pop music makes me relaxed, for example. Okay? And next. How about the junior students? Junior students means the middle age, the middle school students, aged from 12 to 15. They understood that strong opinions need reasons. 81% understood that. And 75.8% gave reasons for opinion, thought carefully before giving reasons. 72% used examples to support ideas. And here, the top-rated item here, how many percent? 81% said debate helped me understand that strong opinion needs reasons. So instead of speaking just very short, one very short sentence, now students, they can speak three or more than one sentence and longer sentences. They can produce more utterance, right? Finding number 2. Finding 2, what is it? Debate teaches students to think through English. So instead of learning English, students, they think through English. Normally with Vietnamese students, especially in the public school students, they need time to translate. They think in Vietnamese and their brain need to process, translating from Vietnamese into English, and then it comes out from their mouth. But here, debate teach the students to think immediately in English. This one for student age, primary students age from age 11, 90% of students spoke more English in class, and they use reasoned vocabulary to give ideas. And they questioned, 60% questioned in English when they did not understand. 70% spoke longer sentences in English. How about students in secondary? Okay. Besides the other figures, I want to show you some more about students. They continue, 65.5% of students, they continue a discussion in English. It means that they did not stop after listening to the question, but they continue the discussion. It means that they wanted to talk more, to speak more in English. And 65% use useful phrases for agreeing and disagreeing. And 50% spoke English more naturally. And the rest of 56% use English for real communication, not only for exercise, for real communication. Come on. Yeah. Yes, can you help me with this? Now look at this one. Debate helped to transition to an ESL mindset through, though spontaneous communication remained a hurdle. You can see with this one, students learn English through actual use and communication. 70% of students, I mean that they use English when they study debate. They use English instead of learning English, okay? And 68%, nearly 70%, could discuss real-life topics in class. Instead of speaking just one sentence now, their utterance is longer, they make more sentences, and they are willing to talk, okay? We are going to talk about the shortcoming, 42% later. Next. Now, next, finding number 3. Critical thinking and communication are the strongest shared outcomes when the students study debate. Okay? You can see with the Skiro group, the primary students group, and 66% positive with communication and 63.7% with critical thinking. Come on. And this is for the middle school students, all right? And you can see the mean here, the average here is high, more than 50%, right? Nearly 80%, all of this here. Critical thinking, communicative competence, English-rich classroom interaction, confidence, learner motivation, and challenges. Also, they are aware that it's challenge. It's a challenge for them, especially for the shy students, okay? And here, critical thinking, these are the highest score for middle school students aged from 12 to 15. You can see critical thinking and communication are the highest. Okay, come on. So, debate teaches students to think in English, showing their opinion, reason, evidence, counter-argument, and judgment. Now we come to, you have to go quickly to finding number 4. All right, finding 4. Debate does not benefit every student equally. It means that when you teach debate, remember to individualize them, because not every student have the same, all right, can achieve the same outcomes. That's why teaching debate is much harder than teaching English in general, because it requires individualizations. And you see, the students were asked, would you like to to do debate activities again in the future? Only 46.7 say yes, and 43.3 say maybe. It means that some of them still not feel confident in learning this or doing debate. Good. And look at this one. Even though that you see the first two are high, explaining reason in English and give an example to clarify idea is high, the rest three, come on. The rest of three here is low, less than 50%. Would you like to debate again? And debate made class more enjoyable and felt brave speaking English, especially for the shy, especially for the public school students, right? And come on. This, you see, language barrier, limited vocabulary as the main barrier for them. Nearly 76% of the students say that they cannot speak because of the shortage of vocabulary. So vocabulary is important. Come on. This also. This one. Besides vocabulary, besides being brave to speak, here it's difficult for them to provide spontaneous peer interaction. It means that immediately they can give the response immediately. They find hard, all right? Next, the last finding 5. Teachers believe in debate, but not many teachers practice it. Why? Very interesting, with 53 teachers surveyed. Look at this one. Okay, come on. Yes, very high. Teachers' perception of debate pedagogy here. You see, teachers agree. Debates develop critical thinking. English as a tool for learning, thinking, and communicating. Supporting using debate to teach. And debate helps students become better communicators. So most of the teachers here, more than 90%, agree with all of this. But look at this one. Come on. Okay, why 90%, but only 17% of the teachers very often applied debate in their class. You see, that most of the teachers, they are aware that debate can help their students to improve, but only 17% of the teachers applied in debate in their class. Why? Why? It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. Any reasons? Okay, come on. Any reason? Limited time, lesson time, large classes, mixed English proficiency, exam-oriented curricula, limited confidence in facilitating debate, insufficient training, a lack of ready-to-use teaching resources. All of these are the reasons that we call belief-practice gap. All right? So, our research group's point is that if you want classrooms to change, you cannot simply inspire teachers. We must equip them in order for them to overcome the challenges. All right? Come on. Okay, we as teachers, educators, managers, decision makers, what should we do? Maybe some questions now pop up in your mind. That how do you make that happen in an ordinary English classroom? Or what can you do in my classroom this week after this conference? Or can debate work in my class? Or under what condition does debate work for every learner? You might have a lot of questions, right? Yeah. So you can see that the teachers, they accept that debate is no longer a competition. In the past, when we did the previous research, most of the teachers thought that debate related to competition. But now, only 13.2% think that debate is related to formal competition. That's good news because it means that we can apply debate in everyday activities in your English classroom, like speaking practice, critical thinking, discussion, strategy, authentic communications. All right? And here I only stop with these recommendations for teachers. All right? Scaffolding, very important. For our students, scaffolding, especially like the sentence frame I showed you before, I agree because, I disagree because, and then you can expand and develop the difficulty, the complexity of the sentence frame to make it more advanced, right? And then emotionally safe environment, create, that more tasks, and more achievable, accessible for the student. Don't create something too tough for them so they will see that, oh, it's too hard for me. Or don't make them feel safe. So like the shy students, the inactive students can be encouraged to speak in class. And differentiate by levels, tailor activity to age and proficiency. That's why in our survey we divide the students' group age, right? And teach spontaneous interaction and adopt learning cycle. Reflection is very important because at the end of the lesson, students need to reflect what they can achieve. And for policy makers, for educational managers, policy makers, all right, come on. 6, develop practical resources, promote flexible format, navigate constraints, foster peer learning, targeted professional development, and finally, integrate debate in English programs. Because of the time constraint, I cannot explain clearly, but please, can you read our research in the proceeding of the conference for more detail about this one. Thank you very much, and now is the time for questions. And ask me why. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your insightful presentation, Dr. Hong Vân. And